So spring is here and the ground is firm enough for us to spread fertilizer onto our hay fields and our pasture. So Brian started with some of our grass hay fields on another farm, and this is our home farm now, and this is our approximately 9-acre alfalfa grass mix hay field that he is working right now. And when he is done with this, he will switch over and get our pastures fertilized so they can start growing in nice for the horses. This is one thing he can do at a pretty fast clip, as you can see, and he sets the rate inside the tractor for how much to spread. And he actually has a GPS system inside with a monitor that will show him where he has spread the fertilizer on the field and where he hasn't. So it's not really guesswork. It's pretty technical and pretty accurate, and that's very helpful in situations like this where you can't really see where you've been before. It's just a matter of how far the auger is kicking out the fertilizer, and you can see it back in the back there spinning, and it will shoot out all the fertilizer pellets across the field, and that'll feed and provide nutrients to the grass and the alfalfa for it to come back and to start growing this spring, so it'll be ready to cut into hay. Oh, there we go. I'm actually getting hit with some there. You can see it flying out from the back. Some good news for some of you too who have been wanting to get our hay, but we just haven't had enough. We are increasing our hay acres once again this year. Last year we had about 80 acres, and we plan on adding about 80 more acres. So that should make some of you happy that haven't been able to get in. So now's a good time to get those orders in, or those requests, and we'll do our best to fulfill those as we can. Now we've moved into some of my pasture areas that we're going to fertilize, and we're using the same mix that we did on the hayfield, which is a 20-10-10. So it's 20 nitrogen, 10 phosphorus, and 10 potash. And as we're spreading here, it's just starting to rain a little bit, which is perfect timing because that really helps the fertilizer go deep into the ground, and it dissolves them little pellets faster. We fertilize our pastures every spring, and our hay fields we do at least every spring, and then sometimes, especially after a new seeding, we will do it in the spring and then after the first cutting, and that will really help minimize the weeds, because what you're doing is you're feeding the grass, which is what you want to be plentiful. And anytime we fertilize or use any type of treatments or products on the field, we always get kinds that are animal safe, and in my case it will be horses. So the horses can go right back out tomorrow. Especially with the little bit of moisture we have, the pellets will probably be dissolved by then. They're starting to go out on the grass a little bit, but as you can see, there's not a lot there. It's getting green, but it's not tall. So they are primarily, they'll browse on it, but they stick mainly to their bale barn you see there, which has a first cut grass bale of hay inside. Here's a good view of that. Ooh, yeah, I'm getting hit. There we go. So here I'll try to show you. See the little red pellet there and the white pellets here and there, some darker gray pellets. That is all the fertilizer. So it's broadcast over the field in these little pellets, and with moisture and with time, they will break down and work their way into the soil, where they will feed the grass that's coming back in the pasture. And like I said, we're getting a little bit of a rain now, so that is just perfect timing. And here's a look inside the fertilizer box. And we started with about 7,000 pounds, and we did 34 acres, applying 200 pounds to the acre, and this is what we have left. So we did a pretty good job estimating. We'll use some of this on some smaller areas that we have, but that's what the fertilizer looks close up. So he's just finishing up that last little bit onto a little bit of a side field that we have. I should add too, so this that you saw today here was synthetic fertilizer. As you know from some other videos, we also utilize natural fertilizer in the form of chicken manure and also horse manure. So chicken manure we have used on hay fields because it's chicken litter, it's very dry, very fine. Our horse manure we typically use on our crop fields, either our soybeans or our corn, because with horse manure there tends to be a lot of seeds from weeds and from different plants. So you risk planting those unwanted types of plants into your hay, because horses aren't the best digesters. So the horse manure we primarily put on crop fields. Chicken manure we occasionally use on hay fields, and then we always use the synthetic fertilizer because it's just the cleanest. You're not going to have any foreign material or anything like that in it, or undesirables like weeds and that kind of thing. So there you are.